Hey everybody, it's Scott with Familia Pizza, and today we're going to do a pan pizza using our 1 pound dough ball that you can find. We carry this at the farmer's market and some of the vending events we do around the area. Just to kind of show you how versatile it is. It's not just for really thin wood-fired pizza. You can do some other things with it. We've done another video showing how you can use it as a grill. You can also bake this as a focaccia. So if you happen to have a pizza pan, great, this is going to work well. If not, you could probably do this in probably an 8x8, 9x9, 12x12, some kind of pan. You're going to want something with a little bit of an edge. You could certainly use a cookie sheet if you want. It's just going to look a little different at the very end. So I'm going to take this pan, just add a few tablespoons of oil and kind of get the oil all kind of moving around there. I'm going to take our dough ball out. This has been out of the refrigerator, so this was frozen last night. I ended up putting this last night into my fridge. It has been sitting in there, and I took this out probably about an hour ago. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to kind of dimple it down a little bit, get it into this pan. Obviously, it's a lot bigger than the dough ball. So over the course of the next couple hours, this is probably going to proof in here for somewhere between 2 to 3 hours. I'm going to just leave it nice and sitting on the counter. And maybe every half hour or so I'm going to come by and kind of just push it out a little bit more so it gets very close to filling this whole pan. So I don't want to really flour this a whole lot for really no reason, and I just don't want to. So I'm just going to kind of work it out a little bit. You don't have to be as careful with your edge here because obviously it's going to spread and the dough is going to be really big. So you can be a little harder on this if you wanted. Obviously, you're welcome to do this with a dough ball, or I'm sorry, a rolling pin, a wine bottle. You can put the cap back on the olive oil container and roll it out. However you're comfortable with getting this out to an edge. So I am going to just kind of work this out a little bit with my hands. Kind of put it at a little angle there. The oil is just kind of spinning itself. You're dribbling down to the other side. So I have a feeling that's probably going to be all the bigger I'm going to need. As you saw, it really didn't take a lot of time. You could have rolled that out in a matter of 15, 20 seconds. So I'm just going to lay this down in here. And actually that was a little bigger than I wanted. But that's okay. I'm going to pull a little of that extra to the center. There you go. It's in the pan. I'm actually going to hit it with a little more olive oil, a couple tablespoons. I like that in this kind of pizza that's going to be going into the oven for 15-20 minutes. This kind of a nice pan pizza. We're just getting a little more moisture into the dough itself. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to cover this with foil, and this is going to sit for a couple hours. Again, probably every 30 minutes or so. I'm just going to kind of come by and dimple it out a little bit as it's rising. And that's what we're going to do. So we'll check back in a couple hours and see what this looks like.
Many hours later.
All right, everybody. So our pizza has risen now for a couple hours. If you see in here, we've got some nice bubbling with some of the impressions and dimpling that you may see in there. As it has sat for a couple hours in here, I've kind of gone and pushed it out a little bit more as it's softened up. And then I've thrown probably another 2 tablespoons of oil on top of it. You could almost bake this now if you wanted, almost like a focaccia. It's going to bake up a little bit. But inside this pan, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to sauce it now, and we're going to hit it with a little bit of cheese. So this was probably close to 3 hours. I put it out, put the dough in here. I put some oil on the bottom of the pan, and now we're gonna sauce. This isn't gonna be, don't be thinking you're gonna get a Chicago deep dish. I mean, that's kind of not what we're going for. This is kind of a grandma-y, Sicilian-y, just kind of a nice deep, a little thicker crust. Every now and then some people ask about that. You can't really do this in the wood-fired oven, but you can take our dough. I'm just showing you the versatility of it. If you have a nice pizza pan or a you can probably do this in a 12x12 or something like that if you wanted to as well. So we've sauced it. Gonna hit it with a little bit of cheese. Then I'm going to go ahead and some of our homemade sausage that we do. We're going to dump some of that on here as well. Here it doesn't matter if it goes to the edges, it's just going to kind of get caught on the pan and become part of all the goodness. I like the pepperoni we use. It's a nice cup and char, but use whatever meat or anything you want. Alright, so there you go. And then just because we can, I'm going to just throw a little more cheese on top of this thing. Because why not? So now, our oven's up to temp. It's 450 degrees. We're going to pop this in, probably look at it at about the 18-20 minute mark. I'm probably thinking we're going to go about 25 on this. Again, your oven's going to vary, but we'll see what the timing looks like when it comes out.
20 minutes later.
All right, so it's been about 20 minutes, 21 minutes technically. So I just took a quick peek. I think we're gonna pull it out right now. So again, your oven's gonna vary, time and temp and all that. But ours is gonna go about 21. So this is what it looks like. I think that looks pretty amazing. See if I can do this without burning myself. That just looks great. So we're gonna go ahead and release this out of this pan. Then you're gonna be able to see, you know, if you've had our pizza before out of the wood-fired oven, usually it's a lot thinner than this. And not that this is a really super thick crust, but that's certainly thicker than what we're serving out of the trailer with the wood fire. So, I mean, you got a good, you know, inch, a little over inch and a quarter crust on that. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at the bottom here. That's hot. So I'm just going to show you that before I've even seen it. Oh yeah. And again, you almost see the bottom of that. That's kind of what I meant. If you wanted to, you could almost not top this and just bake it. Really watch your times because it's not going to take as long, but you're almost going to get a nice focaccia out of this. With that olive oil and such on top, you could have put some rosemary or, you know, some gorgonzola or something like that and get a really nice product that way. So again, there you go. That's it takes a little bit of time. You got to plan for the proofing and stuff like that, but just another really good versatile way to use our pizza dough. So thank you.